Alright, quick update on SLP. So I'm going to be doing this video on the Heikin-Ashi candles. If you haven't heard of Heikin-Ashi candles before and want to learn what they are, I just made a video on what they are and how to use them, simply because it will take me too much time to explain in every Heikin-Ashi video I make. So I've now got a Heikin-Ashi video explaining how they work. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. So starting off with the weekly time frame, you can see that last week we had a huge spike in volume on the Heikin-Ashis. We have been in this solid downtrend on the red candles since the 1st of November, and we're now coming back, and we've had one green week in a row, and we're coming up for our second green week. Obviously this is only Monday, so we can't really decide what's going to happen for the rest of the week, but in my opinion I'd say if SLP was able to open a strong green candle this week, then we would basically be off to the races, or at least be coming back to backtest the 200-day moving average and this downtrending support, which is over 150% pump. So obviously that would be definitely something to get out of bed for. So if we do zoom out on the weekly, sorry, you can see that the Heikin-Ashi candles have basically been red on this coin for a very long time. If we come back to the 26th of July, it's basically been in a huge red downtrend. We only had two green candles, which was this doji candle, which obviously shows indecision, and we had this huge green candle with a decent amount of volume coming in and a huge wick to the upside. So this is definitely comparable to the candle we had last week, which had a huge pump all the way up to here, and the candle body closed down here. So it's a very similar candle. So what I'd be saying is, if we don't put in a consecutive green candle on this weekly, then I do believe that the downtrend is going to continue, and we would be dumping somewhere close to zero for this coin. So if we do come over to the monthly, you can see that this has basically been in a downtrend since the all-time high. This was the all-time high candle, or this one here, and this was the second all-time high, and you can see since then that we've just had consecutive red monthly candles. So do bear in mind, on the monthly there is a huge amount of selling volume coming in. So while the weekly is bullish, on the higher time frames we haven't even had a green candle yet. We haven't broken out of this downtrend. So the monthly is saying, sure, we might have a pump to here, but we're probably going to roll back over until we do see a green candle on the monthly. Then I just personally wouldn't really touch this coin at all. Sure, I would make a long trade if we did break out if I come over to the daily. We have a nice bull flag here. It's a little bit wonky on the Heikin-Ashi candles, or to be fair, it looks alright. So you can see on the daily we're in this nice bull flag. We're currently pushing up to the second micro high that we've got from back here. We are above this micro high, and we're currently running into a tiny bit of resistance on the high that we put in on the 5th of January. So if we are able to get above that high and break out of this level of the downtrending resistance, somewhere around about 3.25 cents, I'd say, then I do believe that we have a good chance of breaking out this bull flag. And at that point, the conservative target would be the next fib level, which is the 382. If we did take the flag, you could see that that would put us just above the 382, kind of running into a little bit of resistance on the 200-day moving average here. So all in all, I mean, the weekly and the daily does look very good and healthy. Good volume coming in. RSI seems relatively strong, considering we're all the way up here and we haven't fallen too much. So all in all, the daily and the weekly seem like we could have a big pump to the upside, potentially 150% pump. But do bear in mind, obviously, if we come back to the monthly, we haven't even had a green candle yet. We are in a huge downtrend, and we have had a lot of selling volume coming in this month. So yeah, I would be looking at the weekly and the daily. Personally, I would prefer to trade the daily, just because we have this really nice bull flag. If we do break out of this bull flag, I could see myself picking up some SLP. On the same side, you know, if we do drop below this 215 level, which is the 618, then I do think we're gonna basically do something like this and go somewhere close to zero. You know, maybe this coin would be something like 0.0001 or something disgusting like that. I mean, it's not off the books, because if we do zoom out from the all-time high, I believe we're like 92% down. Yeah, 93.5% down from the all-time high. I believe that's the... Yeah, so I mean, all in all, the huge macro downtrend hasn't subsided. In my opinion, it's very likely that this could be a fake out to resistance. If we do something like this, go up 150%, which, you know, I mean, I'm saying we're going to fake out, but 150% increase is definitely a good trade. But do bear in mind, we could literally go up 150%, maybe even more, and we could absolutely collapse at that point. So in the macro term, I'm not bullish on this coin at all in the macro term, but in the micro term, I do believe that we could have a strong push to the upside of 150%. That is obviously if we do break above the 325. If we don't break above the 325 in the next, I'd say in the next couple of days, really. I mean, if we don't break above here in the next couple of days, I'd say latest if we drag this out to the end of the week. If we did something like this and then back tested it at the end of the week and then went off to the races, then fair enough. But I think the longer we kind of spend in this flag, then the less likely we are to break out. So yeah, just to reiterate, on the daily and the weekly, we are incredibly bullish for this coin. On the monthly, we are incredibly bearish. So in the short term, we could have a huge pump, but do bear in mind, in the long term, this coin is still very much in a huge downtrend. So yeah, once again, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace.